Does it take your breath away and you feel yourself suffocating? Does the pain weigh out the pride and you look for a place to hide? Did someone break your heart inside? You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. You and I. When you're at the end of the road and you lost all sense of control and your thoughts have taken their toll, when your mind breaks the spirit of your soul, your faith walks on broken glass and the hangover doesn't pass. Nothing's ever built to last. You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky. You and I. Did you try to live on your own when you burned down the house and home? Did you stand too close to the fire like a liar looking for forgiveness from a stone? When it's time to live and let die, and you can't get another try, something inside this heart has died. You're in ruins. 121 guns, lay down your arms, give up the fight. 121 guns, throw up your arms into the sky.
everybody. I'm sort of easing in here, what with it being the top of the hour and all. And, you know, just being furious looking at our signal not being great from Comcast, because that's just how my life works. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Settle down. It'll be fine. And then Aviva had to run off and and take care of something. Yeah, I got you guys. We're all up.
Or Tyler.
Oh, there's Tyler.
I can hear you.
Okay, so he didn't mute us?
Well, we're now we're back. No, see, I didn't mute you guys on yours. I muted you on my side. You guys could have been talking.
Maybe he's like
time.
Ron Burgundying it and getting it all out.
I get it. I forgot. I unmuted myself because I was trying to be nice, and then forgot. Which is why your reactions were weird, because I didn't unmute myself. All right. Can you hear us? Yeah. Sorry. I apologize. It's not like I've been doing this long enough that I should know better. Sorry. I was just complaining about Comcast, like I do most of the time while at the theater or at home or just in life. So yeah, we're gonna meander into the show like we do, like if you were in the theater, where nobody is. It's been a while, guys. So it's the first. Yeah, that's a full 6.5 months. It keeps getting weirder every day.
That it does.
And hey, you guys, just in case it wasn't clear, we're up, just bullshitting now.
Hey, everyone.
Oh, there it is.
Hi.
There's that winning smile. So, hey, folk. I mean, we spent all the good stuff chatting earlier before we got streaming because I was just I was too ready to go. So I actually chatted. And now Aviva's on the move. I would enjoy seeing, like, moving the entire show, just taking laps around the around the house.
Sounds healthy.
So I was mentioning to Trip before everybody else showed up that this might be the most distant episode, because Trip's up there in Chico, Aviva's down in L.A. still. Yes, L.A. still.
Yes.
And then Tyler over in the heartland. Over in Louisville.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, we've got quite the spread. Cool. You know what? Save it for the material.
I mean, he's up really late. He's up past my bedtime, but
it's true.
Good on you. Thanks for being here.
Oh, that's right. I don't sleep.
Well, that's the thing about Tyler specifically, and Kim Martell is going to be on again in a couple weeks. She's in Alabama nowadays. So we've got some long distance guests. How's I know I talked a little bit earlier. How's everybody's week been? I'm trying to milk a little bit of cold open, guys. You know how the show works?
Oh,
Sure.
you should just ask us something like that'll stir up, like about our fathers or something. I don't know.
We got hard. We went hard.
Yeah, if you're just going with a week, how's this week? Well, this week is a lot like last week.
Still haven't heard from Dad.
Yeah, right. So, I think is that for all of us?
Well, yeah, I haven't.
I mean, Jesse, how often do you really try seances? I mean, if you called more often, he might answer more frequently.
Well, that's
Two-way
fair.
street.
It's not. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
It is.
Yeah, the phone rings in hell too.
Hell phone.
What were you were trying to chime in there, Aviva? Before
I
masculinity.
was unrelated. I
trampled?
was. You asked how our weeks were. I was gonna see if anyone is using the. Is anyone playing Switch? Does anyone have a Switch in the chat?
Yeah.
I've been using this game called the Ring Fit Adventure a lot. Have you heard of it? Exercise game.
I have. Yeah.
I hadn't, but I got for the Wii one of those Wii like balance.
Yeah, the
thing.
little board.
Yeah,
thing.
that we used again for like a week, and then it sat in a corner. Hopefully,
This is like a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You should look into it. It'll you can you like fight monsters. You do yoga. You like make smoothies. It's like fully
It's like my
game.
life.
Exactly.
And you said it's called Ring Fit? Like,
It's called
do you...
Ring Fit Adventure.
So you like stand on your front porch and let the Amazon camera...
It comes with it. This is what it looks
there you go.
like.
That makes sense. That's a more sensible
Yeah,
reason.
and then you
for that.
strap one thing to your leg, and then it's kind of like,
oh wow,
little. Anyway, that's what I've been up to.
Fighting monster sounds cool.
Yeah.
21st century take on the Thigh Master.
It is like you use it like a thigh master or something.
That squeeze
exactly.
motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also, like about a year ago, before Dimple was going out of business, so I paid more like a chump. I finally got I got a Kinect for the Xbox 360, and got about the same use out of that I did the Wii Fit board. It was just, this is fun. I've played about an hour. Never gonna touch it again because it sounded fun like when it originally came out, and then I realized, I'm like 10 years older now, and I'm getting winded dodging fake dodgeballs. And technology keeps advancing, and I keep being a good solid 10, 15 years behind. Cool. Well, I think we've waited to get a good group in the stream here. Yeah, we're up in the more than this show usually got when we were doing it in front of an audience. So
Heraclitus says you can't step in the same river twice. So I guess that'd be the same stream. Everyone is watching a different one.
God damn it. That's
Putting
just
that philosophy degree to use.
that's just the good brand of dumb smart and smart dumb that you've come to expect here on the Stab Show. I expect you to balance that out with a good couple fart jokes later. Oh wait, I did give you one. Yeah.
By my count, 40% of my prompts were scatological. So.
Oh, was it?
Thanks.
Oh wait, now I gotta look at it. 2 out of 5, really? Let me see.
Right. I mean, one's on a bathroom stall.
Oh well, yeah. I mean, so that's everybody.
So, yeah.
I mean, if you took it there, then that's on you. You could.
Right. My bad.
You couldn't have scribbled some philosophy on those bathroom walls. You couldn't have Simon and
did.
Garfunkel us. All right, that's enough dicking around. We got Law and Jason going back and forth. But don't leave. Don't leave. Oh well, you'll listen to it in a couple weeks anyway. Every day, my friend Jason Weitzel will send me a recap of the episode he listened to while driving into work. And it's just, I remember. I don't remember all of those 5-year-old references. I'll have to watch them all or listen to them all again to understand what you're. But I appreciate it.
What was his last name?
Weitzel?
Oh. I knew a guy in high school, and his name was Wetzel, and everyone called him Wet Smell.
Oh.
And he hated it.
Well, I mean, it's... Well, no, this is more
Wet
white.
Smell.
Yeah,
right.
Nobody likes being called Wet Smell. Yeah, I get it.
Wet Smell, yeah.
I know. You'd
He
think
killed
they
himself.
do. Oh.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. He's doing great.
There's very few wet smells that are good.
Let's start a list. Number 1, coming in at...
I was trying to think. What is a good
Tropical
wet smell?
fruit?
Tropical fruit.
I was just trying to think.
Can be dried.
Yeah. We're brainstorming. Now, this is the next 15 minutes. We're brainstorming good wet smells.
Good.
Or we could just start I mean, I don't know why. I don't know how many times I've smelled it in my life, but for some reason, wet cardboard comes to mind. But how many times have I actually smelled wet cardboard? I know. I'm not saying that's a good smell, It's just the wet smell that came to. How many? I don't know.
Right. Wet cement, like after a rain. It's really nice kind of smell.
Oh, you mean like wet, like rained on cement, not like just poured cement.
Right.
Because I can't think of the smell of freshly poured cement.
Yeah.
All right. I should get the hell out of my way. Let's. They're gonna drop smells throughout the show into the chat, so we'll check in over there. Let's get the show started, shall we? Oh, hold on, I did it again. Oh, I thought I'd avoided it. See, the show music is on the same music as the pre-show music, and I turned that down because I faded out like a goddamn professional, and then I forget to turn it back up. Here we go.
Roughly 24 to 92 hours ago, Stab's team of comedy scientists commissioned 3 specific humorists to give various potentially comedic takes on several random topics, which they will now perform for the first and likely last time in front of a live studio audience in a show called Stab.
Stab begins! Stupid. Let's meet the members of tonight's panel. Our first panelist arm wrestles trees for charity, and to date has raised probably about as much as you would expect. He's a Stab Show favorite and all-around funny person. It's Trip Hazard. Our second panelist can see in 3 dimensions. She's the co-host of the Talkie Show. It's Aviva Siegel. And our third panelist just doesn't even know what to say to you right now. You should probably just go to your room. He's Stab Man number 1. It's Tyler Kinney. And I'm your host, Jesse Jones. After you take a picture of both the front and back of me, please take care to destroy the original. Welcome to the Stab Show. It's the show we call Stab because that's its name. Let's meet tonight's panel. Trip Hazard. Hey, buddy. It's been a little while.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well. I just got my 6th year at the place I work at.
Oh, wow.
So that's exciting.
Is that like specifically? Do you get like a pin or something? It's for 6?
I get a cost of living raise.
Oh well, that's better,
right?
Because I remember, not to make it about me, but I will. I delivered chicken for KFC while I was in junior college. It's about as glamorous as it sounds. And I think for your year anniversary, you're supposed to get a little like lapel pin of the Colonel, and I actually had to track them down to give me mine.
Man, I feel like just a little chicken leg would have been cooler than of the Colonel.
Well,
glad you got what you deserved.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly never got a cost of living raise.
That is
so awesome. See, this is good. Usually when I ask people how they're doing, I forget that everyone is doing terrible all the time now. And it's usually bad, but you actually came in with a positive.
Well, I tried to, comedy is all about breaking expectations. So.
Sure. All right.
I could have gone negative.
You could.
I don't leave my house, and some people like that, but I don't. So I was thinking earlier, I'm like Daenerys Targaryen. I'm the unburned, but lots of folks around me are not.
Well,
so Sorry, got negative again.
That's all right. You got a cost of
You're
living raise. Woo! That's nice. Gainfully employed. Good for you. Aviva Siegel. Hey there. How are you?
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Lounging and comfy.
Sure am.
How, at the risk of getting a 2020 answer, how are things?
Not too bad. Things are pretty good, relatively in the Siegel Smith household. We got 2 kitties. This is Hambone over here. Sorry,
we gotta get Hambone. Oh,
got a little Hambone.
Oh, you.
She's taking a nap. Won't be disturbing her. Been annoying my neighbors with my banjo.
Nice.
They don't like that at all. I brought it outside to play recently, and my neighbor was out there, and she immediately went inside her apartment. She wanted no part of that. And I had a hot dog for dinner, and that's That's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing.
You guys have really turned this how you doing question back around for me.
I made a ham bone soup this week.
Oh,
Really?
You shouldn't.
no.
Oh, no.
I have a banjo right behind me, actually.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Are we going to duel?
I'm gonna prove it.
Oh, we
there
could
it
do
is.
dueling banjos. Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Oh, it's wonderul.
Oh, I thought we were.
Oh shit! No, we don't actually.
We'll save that.
Okay, we could do it later.
I'm the guy that brings a trombone to a banjo fight. I feel ridiculous.
Was I right that you're still co-hosting Talkies? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's tomorrow actually.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's been fun. Come on by.
Yeah, we'll get to plugs later, but we can do it now too. Where can people usually see Talkies?
It's on Twitch as well. I think it's /Talkies show, but you can also come in the Zoom room.
Oh, nice.
And the ID is just on the flyer, so if you, I'll tell you about it later.
Sure. Yeah,
Say
we'll
more
get to
later.
we'll get to the plugs at the appropriate plug time. I do agree with Law over here in the chat. 2 banjos and a trombone does sound like a good time. got your Dixieland all over the place here. Tyler, hey, welcome back.
Hey.
How are your things?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned the Colonel.
Yeah.
And I'm in Louisville, Kentucky, and
Oh, yeah.
I was feeding ducks in a cemetery where the Colonel was buried yesterday,
All right.
and they were aggressive. Aggressive ducks. Just
You
on
could-
theme, banjo,
All right. I mean,
Colonel.
if you fed chickens in the cemetery where he's buried, I feel like that's like you're trying to spite him. Like they get on without you.
Oh, there you go.
No.
Alyssa sharing the Talkies a link in the chat there. I saw recently, and made a reference to it because it seemed weird, but that's the way things are nowadays. There was like a meme post, or not even meme, just a picture of, hi, I'm a duck. You shouldn't feed me bread because it's bad for me, and instead bring like lettuce or something. It was so. But did you still just throw wet bread at the Colonel's ducks?
You know, I brought wet bread, nice and moist. No, and I googled it too because I'm like, yeah, I heard this like murders them.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It's just like fast food.
Yeah.
It's
How
like,
did the bread smell?
It was a wet smell,
Was it a good wet smell or no?
like a wet concrete, but not wet concrete.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
moistened concrete after
Yeah.
it's dry.
Sure.
No, I brought mostly Cheerios, but I was afraid to feed them because they were so aggressive. I was like, if I bring food in this equation, these ducks are gonna really go for it.
They're aggressive without food on the table.
I'm
You
not
add
kidding.
food-
Yeah, I
add
sat
food
there
to
on a
those.
fucking memorial bench, and they were all around me and my boy.
Well, this was an altogether different reaction to how are you doing, and I'm all for it. So so let's get into the thing. Yeah. Starting in segment 1, which is the appropriate place to start. It's reorganization. You know how it goes. This is how we generally do things. Please take the following acronym and reimagine it. Who or what might it now represent? Calendars. They seem pretty trivial this year, what with never having to be anywhere or know anywhen for pages at a time. But apparently there's a lot of people who make calendars. There seem to be so many different companies making slow wall chronometers that the abbreviation YACC, or Yet Another Calendar Company, was apparently deemed essential. I searched Yet Another Calendar Company to confirm this information, only to find barely any references to it. But there it is anyway. 12 hours completely wasted. So, how about you tell me who or what else YACC, YACC, might stand for or represent to you, because I'm never looking at another calendar again. Trip Hazard, give me your YACC.
Okay. Yas Queen is so yesteryear. It sounds charming and quaint upon the ears of those of us living here in the first 2020. Unnecessary adaptation for a necessarily more serious and earnest existence. The new hip acronym is YACC, YACC Queen. It stands for You Against Climate Change? It's a simple way for folks to casually check that the person they're talking to is doing their best to live in the reality-based community and acknowledging their opposition to and their own tiny steps to hopefully slow the early onset of the looming ironic heat death that will almost certainly wipe everyone out on this planet. If you respond to an offered yak with just a calm yak, in this case it means yes, and also cease COVID. It saves both of you the long conversation wherein you just exchange sighs from behind your masks.
Nope.
Fellow believers, I have to interrupt this for an important message. You need to know this new evil wicked thing you definitely should be afraid of and don't think it's cool or intriguing. In their satanic history of being both openly evil and also simultaneously secretly evil, the rock musicians with their devil beats have laughed in the face of us right-minded innocent folks, much like how KISS was definitely chosen as an acronym for Knights in Satan's Service, and AC/DC was absolutely chosen as an acronym for Antichrist, Devil Child, and you two totally stood for undermined theocracies wherever openly. The godless monsters have started sharing a code where they say yak to each other. My underground observation and analysis have found it means youth against Christian churches and young antichrists celebrate corruption. Despite controlling the presidency, the Senate, the Supreme Court, most governorships, giant corporations, media conglomerates, and social media companies, we are under attack by these devilish oppressors, and you need to be afraid. Please buy my book or my DVDs or these brain pills, proper meals, and gold that I'm selling in order to hear more of the truth. How this yakking is what will definitely lead your children's lives getting worse, which they totally wouldn't otherwise.
All right. Trip hazards, yak, and for the listening audience, I'm sure you could hear the changing in Trip's part. That really signified that character change. So thank you again, Trip. Aviva, YACC, YACC. What's that about to you, though?
Sure. Now for too long, air conditioning technology has been dominated by the old guard of the HVAC industry. Mm-hmm. Now, do we really want a bunch of old geezers leading the current state of air conditioning? I don't think so. How are the youngest generation of air conditioning technicians supposed to get their voices heard? Introducing the YACC, the Youth Air Conditioning Council. Now, the Youth Air Conditioning Council, it gives young air conditioning enthusiasts a chance to get their voices heard, And for our youngest, fuck out of here, Hambone. For our youngest AC hopefuls, we have the YACC. Did I say that? That makes sense. We have the YACC Scouts, where young boys and girls, they can earn their patches and things like, drainage issues, fixing frozen condenser coils, repairing broken compressor fans. Really fun stuff for the youth of today. That's YACC, home of the coolest kids in town. Cool.
Aviva Siegel, YACC. And again, I don't have to tell the listening audience that deep lean in for the coolest kids. Too long the youth has been locked out of air conditioning repair. It's been said.
A huge problem.
Thank you, Aviva. Tyler, one would assume you have a YACC as well. Why not share it then?
Sure. YACC is shorthand for "You Already Came, Chief," and it's when you have to break it to a dude that he's already busted. Because often it's necessary to politely inform a bro that he's already spilt seed. Like, maybe you're on the bus and some randy fellow is sexually threatening women. You notice a damp spot on the crotch of his khakis and you lean in and say, "That's all well and good, sport, but yak, you already came, Chief." Or maybe you're being propositioned by the Native American member of the Village People. And he's promising a long night, peeking in a moccasin full of ejaculate. Then you notice a dark smear on his fringed leather loincloth, and you know better. Just say, YACC. You already came, Chief. And then you thank him for the poppers and you head back to the dance floor. And no one is offended. Or maybe, excuse me, maybe you find yourself sponge bathing your dementia-addled step-grandfather, and he mistakes you for one of his Navy buddies from the war. And he proposes that you do that thing that got him through the South Pacific deployment. But just then you notice an ivory rope rising to the top of the bathwater. And all you need to say is, I'm not your Navy buddy and the war is long over. And YACC. You already came, Chief.
That's what I thought.
Give me that music.
Yeah.
I do like the money chain shot, like the money shot, I guess is the music.
Well, yeah.
Right?
I mean, in a way, I didn't want to say it.
You pulled that lever and
just didn't want to make sure I stepped on even a little bit of that YACC.
Understandable.
Don't want to get my toes caught in that. Tyler Kinney, you already came, Chief. And that dovetails perfectly into segment 2. Bathroom wall. Hey, we're going to try this one again. It should be fine once you hear what the bathroom wall is for. But so people get bored sitting on the can. So they got to defile something besides just the bowl. Please give me 3 pieces of graffiti, crude carvings, Sharpie drawings, or what other stall art and musings you might find in the bathroom of the following places. This week, each of you give me 3 pieces from the bathroom walls of heaven. See, it's going to be fine, guys. It's going to be fine. So we'll do one at a time. Round the horn a couple times. You guys, I'm sure you got it. So we'll start with Trip, your first bathroom wall in heaven.
While I sit in contemplation, I wanted to express my admiration and gratitude for Fred Rogers for his deep concern and care for the children of the world, his anti-racism efforts, and his authenticity. Without your efforts, Fred, I likely would not be here today.
Well, that's nice. See, guys? I told you it's going to be fine. Aviva, your first piece from the bathroom walls of heaven.
Someone on the wall they wrote glory, glory, hallelujah, and it's pointing to a glory hole.
Would expect nothing less. See, guys, Tyler Kinney, your first piece from a bathroom wall in heaven.
Says, for a good time called John 3:16. Stupid.
Well, I mean, I imagine phone numbers are shorter in heaven.
Ideally.
Yeah. It's probably not that many to go around. Trip, bathroom wall number 2, go.
This one is in like a plaque or like an official signage format. It says, remember, no praying to these porcelain gods. That'd be idolatry and would result in your instantaneous removal from the premises.
Well, yeah. No drinking to excess, ideally, in heaven.
No need.
Aviva, piece number 2, bathroom walls of heaven.
Number 2, this is just written right on the wall. It says, Taint Peter opening the Burley Gates, and it's a drawing of a man showing his anus.
Yeah. No, I can see these exactly. Oh, Taint Peter. How many times is he going to get that one? Tyler, piece number 2, bathroom walls of heaven.
This was already covered, but I don't have anything else. So it's a glory be to God hole. which is just like a normal glory hole, but the spinning light of infinity blows you instead of a closeted middle school vice principal.
You know, there can be two different takes on heavenly glory holes. There's no wrong answer here. Trip, your final piece of heavenly graffiti.
And here I wrote extra in case ours were too similar. See what I created on the 8th day. Took a look in the bowl. Oh me, what hath I wrought?
Okay, that's
my
it.
attempt.
I thought it was more. Okay, I was just I was making sure I wasn't going to step.
That wasn't the long one.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't the. You had an extra long one just in case.
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do, but no.
All right. That'll be a bonus track. Aviva, your last heavenly wall piece.
Last one written on the wall says, I went to heaven and all I got was explosive diarrhea.
You wouldn't expect that in heaven.
I know, that's kind of the issue I had. I was like, I thought that was part of the deal, that we wouldn't need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I'll accept it.
Steals up.
Yeah.
And finally, Tyler, let's get us out of the bathroom in heaven with your last piece.
So this isn't graffiti, but I imagine it's something you might see. It's urine-soaked angel feathers littering the floor.
Yeah. I said
Mostly
yeah.
just wanted to say
There it is. Got a front runner for title, urine-soaked angel feathers.
I never get a good title.
Sorry, I don't want to tip it or anything.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
That's all right. We've said like a handful of times, oh, and they don't end up being. So you're still in it, Trip. All right, that's segment 2. Bathroom walls. Wonderful, blasphemous, and wonderful. Segment 3. Oh, yeah, I wanted to trot this one out again. I've enjoyed the new ones that we've rolled out here in the last couple months. It's closing arguments. This is it. The trial's wrapping up, and there's no question. Your client is a hard case. But it's your job to win, and that's just what you're going to do. Deliver to a jury of their peers a powerful closing argument in defense of your assigned clients and convince us all that they're really not as bad as they might initially seem. All right, well, here's the other fifth for Trip. Trip hazard. Your client is that fart right before the job interview that turned out to be something else.
So, per usual, your style, I tweaked it slightly.
That's fine.
Okay. So you know how a lion eats? Just digs right in. Blood all over his face, unafraid of anything or anyone coming up from behind. You know why? Because he wants it. He deserves that kill. And that's why I'm not even going to sit down for this interview. I'm just going to lean in and look you in the eye and tell you this job is mine, okay? I'm taking this job. I have already taken it. You are going to let me have this job. Shake my hand, and then I'm going to back out of the room, my eyes still fresh on this kill, my prize. And you are going to sit there with tears in your eyes, overwhelmed by my confidence and success. And I will start next week. Good day.
An acceptable twist. Instead, it's that powerful man who just sharted and will be undaunted in that interview. I'll take it. Aviva, your client, assuming you decided to do the prompt as asked. You're fine, Trip. Take that alternate road. I'm always up for what however people deem to interpret things. That's the best part of the goddamn thing. Aviva, your client is being surprised by a more graphic than expected sex scene while watching a movie with your parents.
Sure. Yes. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, when my client was visiting his parents during the holidays, he thought it would be like any other visit. They'd share a few laughs over some boneless wings at Applebee's. He'd help his mom figure out how to turn the flashlight off on her cell phone. Pretty standard stuff, right? Yeah, that's what he thought. And he thought, wouldn't it be great if we all gathered together to watch a wholesome family flick? Wouldn't that be nice? So he purchased a movie on Amazon. And what he thought was going to be the movie Wild Hogs ended up being the raunchy neo-noir sex thriller Wild Things. Still thinking the movie was Wild Hogs, he thought to himself, where is Tim Allen? Where is Martin Lawrence? Where the hell is William H. Macy? He was confused. Everyone was confused. Not a motorcycle in sight. Then the three-way scene started. Everyone got really weird. Dad tried to break the tension by saying, well, that sure is one wild hog, but no one laughed. Mom looked scared. Mom looked scared. Afterward, my client said, I have to go to the bathroom. And he did. Everyone went to bed immediately after the movie was over, and it was only 7 p.m. Based on the evidence presented to you, I think it's clear that no one ever wanted this to happen. And hopefully after my client wins this case, which I think will happen, hopefully watching movies that contain sex scenes with your parents will be outlawed forever. That's my hope. Thank you.
Powerful argument. That's one wild hog. Aviva Siegel arguing for being surprised by a more graphic than expected sex scene while watching a movie with your parents. There you are. Clear. I mean, how could it be more clear?
That actually happened to me with my parents and grandparents for the movie Looper. We just thought it was a safe action film, and there is a solid scene in the middle of the movie. There is not. It's a different kind of action. That was a weird several minutes. Everyone just being like, okay.
Yeah.
They fucking in Looper.
So is this really young Bruce Willis? Ugh. That's all I remember. I did watch that movie. That's weird. That's all I remember. I don't know. I don't remember the sex scene. I just remember that twist.
Bruce Willis fucks his younger self.
Yeah.
It's pretty hot.
More movies include that scene than you'd think. Final closing argument from Tyler Kinney. This is a tough one. You are giving your closing arguments for both going the same direction after saying your goodbyes.
Your Honor, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have each said our piece. We have exchanged information about how our parents are doing, both fine. We have divulged what we are up to, both same old, same old. We have even promised to stay in touch. We won't. And now we find ourselves walking in the same direction. Maybe we parked in the same lot, or maybe we just chose the wrong arbitrary direction and are now bound by that mental coin toss. We have parted ways, but have our ways parted us? Must we separate while we relocate? I say no. We are all adults here. We can walk silently next to each other after having ended our interpersonal pleasantries. We can glance at our phones or check our pocket for our phones or just squint into the sunlight. Now, the prosecution would have you believe that we live in a world where once a conversation ends, the participants must immediately sprint in opposite directions, whether that means bounding into traffic or kicking over a baby stroller, whether that means darting off a cliff and being brained upon the rocks or somersaulting into an active volcano. Really imagine that, the carnage. And for what? Where does it all end? This is just an awkward reality of engaging in a conversation in the first place. All conversations must end at some point, and humans must part ways. We must separate eventually. If that wasn't true, we'd all just be merging into amorphous blobs of teeth and hair every time we run into an acquaintance at the farmer's market. Is that the world you prefer? A bunch of rolling flesh orbs leaving viscous trails of fluid, all because we simply can't say our goodbyes and leave in the same direction? The prosecution would have it that way, but I am more hopeful for humanity. I ask the jury to consider this as you make your judgment. If at any point, after we say our goodbyes and we catch each other's eyes as we walk off in the same direction, could we not just simply smile stiffly and make a swift nasal exhaling sound, as if to say, same direction, am I right? Would this not diffuse the tension? After all, are we not all human? Or have we all resigned to falling into volcanoes and merging into limbless flesh mobs? I rest my case, Your Honor.
Damn it. There it is. All right, closing arguments. With Tyler Kinney. Both going the same direction after saying your goodbyes. And just like that, we're already in segment 4. Or, just like that, we're finally into segment 4. You choose your own speed. Segment 4, Versus v. Versus. Trotting this out for the first time in a little bit, too. So, I'll explain it to you. That's how this works. We are a violent animal, humans. And when there isn't a fight directly in front of us, we like to imagine awesome made-up fights and how they might turn out to feed our dumb reptilian brain. With that in mind, light up the battlefield in your mind and explain to me what would happen in a fight between these things, who would win, how, and why. Trip? I think I had something much more mundane, and then I went off into the fantastical. So, your task here is to tell us who would win in a fight between a super intelligent shark with an army of telepathic bees versus a sentient monster truck made of skateboards and chainsaws.
Classic. Hello, folks, and welcome to Extremeville Sports Network. Today, before us, clearly we expect this battle to be held with all the gravity and honor as befitting two long-standing powerhouses such as these. The combatants agreed beforehand to Duchess of Queensberry rules, which entails they could not do battle on land, nor as that would advantage the sentient monster truck made of skateboards and chainsaws, nor could they do battle in the sea, where obviously the super intelligent shark would have a home surf advantage, which means our battle will take place here, now, in the sky. And we're off. The two behemoths have been released from their corresponding carrier jets, and wow, would you look at that. Both of them just plummeting from the sky. Oh, it seems like they're going to reach terminal velocity soon, and that could spell disaster for both of them. The sentient monster truck made of skateboards and chainsaws has maneuvered some of its skateboards beneath its wheels and is using some of the chainsaws as wings or blades. It's attempting to sky surf like this is the late 1990s. Incredible, simply incredible. But it's still abysmally shaped from an aerodynamic standpoint, and the chainsaws may not be enough to turn the tide. Speaking of tides and abysses, abyssi, plural of abyss, the army of telepathic bees have surrounded the superintelligent shark and are acting as some sort of super suits that provide lift and the power of flight, a yellow jacket, if you will. The bees seem to be slowing its descent, giving the superintelligent shark the high ground, and the bees now seem to be aiming the superintelligent shark at the windshield of the sentient monster truck made of skateboards and chainsaws, seemingly aiming to take out its eyes. Now, arguably, the eyes would be the headlights, but that would make the windshield its skull or possibly nostril. I've been giving no details on the corresponding animal anatomy of the. Oh my goodness! Straight through the windshield, there is blood and glass everywhere, and the two beasts are now tangled together in a mess of metal teeth and skateboards, and also chainsaws have teeth. So it was a double entendre there, and a dull thud rings out as they fall to the earth. Fallen angels in unyielding combat, their hatred for one another unwittingly driving them to their own destruction. Oh, these two titans, they're not enough to survive. Their foolish pride. Oh, hubris! What hast thou wrought? We mourn now. It's the never as yet beauty they might have shared with our world. A single skateboard wheel still spins in the silent breeze. The winner is an army of telepathic bees. Betrayers who bow to no superintelligent shark, who answer to none but themselves or presumably their shadowy spy master queen.
Yeah. Trip hazard, giving us the clearly only way that a battle between a superintelligent shark with an army of telepathic bees against a sentient monster truck made of skateboards and chainsaws could possibly have ended.
Right.
Makes perfect sense to put them on neutral ground, free falling from the sky.
Yeah.
Thank you, Trip. Aviva. Oh, this is a toughie. It's the age-old question. Who would win in a battle between one Karen versus 1,000 managers?
It's a lot of managers. So the Karen walks into the arena, which is a grocery store, and she's immediately pissed. She's mad that the store no longer carries her favorite brand of premium diced chicken. She's furious. The 1,000 managers all at once try to reason with her using the power of common sense, but that is no use. She has a very spiky haircut. It resembles that of like a bleached ankylosaurus. It's a spiky dinosaur. Mm-hmm. The spikes suddenly retract from her body, stabbing several of the managers. Quite a scene. She does get distracted when she sees several young black men minding their own business. That's when the managers think we have a shot. So they attempt to film her in the act of harassing them. Mm-hmm. But that actually only makes her grow stronger, unfortunately. Now, this Karen is also not wearing a mask in the store, and because she claims she has a breathing problem. And the managers are like, what's your breathing problem? And she's like, my doctor told me I don't have to wear a mask. And they're like, what's your condition? And she's like, I don't have to tell you, it's confidential. Now she's really mad. Yeah. And then she just immediately infects all the managers with COVID, and then she wins. So she wins the battle. Yeah. They all get sick.
Plays the long game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And really, at that point, 1,000 infected, or about, let's call it like 950 infected managers after the spike attack.
Sure.
Just exponentially infecting more people. Karen has taken out tens of thousands at that point. So,
a lot.
I apologize. Thank you, Aviva. One Karen versus 1,000 managers. I think we all sort of got where that was going. Tyler, Kinney. What did we end? Yes. Just as age-old. Some could argue more. Who would win in a battle between existential dread versus unbridled joy?
This is going to be a bloodbath. Unbridled joy enters the ring to much fanfare. His walkout music is Len's 1999 hit "Steal My Sunshine." He waves to the adoring crowd under a rain of confetti. Unbridled joy smiles broadly, eyes bright, somehow making eye contact with every individual in an entire arena all at once. He blows a kiss to his beaming mother in the front row. Existential dread is already waiting in a dark corner of the ring, wrapped in a dirty blanket. Had he slept there the night before? Or has he always just been there? His head is hung low, and he's unengaged in the pageantry. He's alert but detached, as if he already knows the outcome of the fight, because he fucking does. The bell rings as unbridled joy shouts something reassuring to his mother. But before he can turn to his opponent, he sees blood splatter across his mom's wincing face. It is his own blood. The fight has already begun. Although unbridled joy was caught off guard, he quickly regains his composure. His cheerful smile returns, but it's only a moment before an axe handle propels a tooth into the back of his throat. We were allowed to bring axe handles? He asked out loud through his broken maw. Existential dread is drawing up for another blow. He didn't ask anyone about outside weapons, because axe handles just happen, because this is life. Unbridled joy's mother watches the continual rising and falling of the axe handle, obscured by the heaving form of existential dread. She hears the wet thuds of her boy being reduced. She wonders to herself, was this all her mistake? Bringing joy into the world only to have it be obliterated? What was it all for? He's gone now, and she's alone, changed forever, a husk. Is it worth seeing a flash of light if it only serves to illuminate an eternity of darkness? She turns to leave, but only makes it a few steps before she feels a wet hand tugging at her dress. It's existential dread. Suddenly sheepish. I'm your boy now, Mommy. Call me Diane, she says, wiping blood from his sunken cheeks. His hand in hers, they exit past the snack bar into the parking lot under a starless sky.
Yep. Existential dread versus unbridled joy. I apologize.
Do a lot of people cry on the show, or is that just me?
You know, I mean, a lot of people are calling their moms now. So it's fine. Oh, God damn it. All right. That was versus v versus. Which brings us to an old favorite to get us out of the show. It's movie makeup. Drive-in movie theaters once ruled the landscape. Then they were torn down to make room for shopping malls. Shopping malls have been dead for a decade, and now would be the new golden age of drive-ins if they still existed. People are stupid, is mostly what I'm saying. But if I'm saying anything else, it's that movies are rad. Give me the synopsis of made-up movies based on the titles spit out to me by various random generators over at our unofficial friends, seventhsanctum.com. Usually there's like a specific generator that I just went hog wild and pulled out.
Wild hogs.
I went wild things and and it was uncomfortable. So they came from various sources. It doesn't matter. You just got 3 titles and they're wonderful. It's fair to say that I did sort of paint Trip into a corner. It's just how well he tied that room together. It was random, but I saw it and I thought, yeah. Trip, your movie title to give us the synopsis for was Merlin Abides.
Yes. And obviously there was exactly one thing I could do.
I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Movie opens. Merlin is drunk, concocting magical alcohol in his wizard cave, which he's surprised by 2 thugs dressed in burgundy velvet. And the thugs demand he pay a ransom for a kidnapped princess, and they destroy his magic carpet to show him they mean business.
Sure.
But Merlin realizes he's the wrong Merlin, since he's from the past and doesn't even know the princess. So he communes with present-day Merlin on the astral plane, who's busy himself in the future. So past-present Merlin goes to the future to meet with present-future Merlin, who tells past-present Merlin to man up, take care of this, doing himself a solid, being cool about it. So on his way out, past-present Merlin takes his carpet to replace the ruined one, bumps into the kidnapped princess in the future who flirts with him. He figures this means she gets rescued anyway, so past-present Merlin returns to the present to continue drinking himself into a stupor, as many people do. After passing out one night, though, he awakens to discover the magic carpet is gone. A few days later, present-future Merlin actually contacts past-present Merlin, asks for his help with the kidnapping in the future. Past-present Merlin is puzzled because this entails a second kidnapping, which seems suspicious, but he agrees to help himself. So he goes to his local tavern to ponder over the situation, plays some 9-pins, brings along his surly talking owl Archimedes, who's constantly bragging about his travels and knowledge of the world. They're in a 9-pins league with this poor little runt named Arthur. Archimedes convinces Merlin to swap the bags of gold with bags of lead using alchemy. Though the ransom drop gets bungled and the kidnappers escape, Merlin and Archimedes return to their cave. They forget and they leave the bags of gold they kept in their wagon. Wagon gets stolen, and while they're searching for it, Madame Mim sends a message to the cave explaining that she took the magic carpet because the present-future Merlin owed her a favor. She doesn't seem to realize that past-present Merlin is not that future-present Merlin.
Yeah.
Tells him she agrees. This whole princess kidnapping thing seems fishy. She suspects it's the brutish and scheming Sir Kay. Mim tells past Merlin that she'll give him the rug if he can resolve the kidnapping, as she just wants some peace and quiet and nobody will shut up about it. So Merlin enjoys himself a bath when Archimedes starts screeching that he found the wagon, but just then Sir Kay and some thugs dressed in gray burst in. They attack Merlin in his bath. They threaten him with a squirrel if he doesn't pay the ransom. After they leave, Merlin and Archimedes go check out the wagon, but the bags of gold are missing. Trail's cold. They head home, back to the cave, and then now the burgundy-clad thugs, there's so many thugs, show back up. They request he meet with their boss. It turns out he's the king. King asks Merlin if he knows who the princess is. Merlin says no. King's henchmen then knock Merlin out, and Merlin wakes up back at his house, where Mim is waiting to have coitus with him, if he consents. Mim tells him she's also a princess, and the kidnapped one is her annoying sister, which means Merlin can solve the case, because he determined he was correct. Both kidnappings were faked. The princess and Sir Kay are actually an item. They just want to flee the kingdom with a bag of gold. And the king is happy to be rid of her as long as it doesn't require effort, or, he can prevent a war and other kinds of things. So Merlin goes to play some nine pins at the tavern with Archimedes and Arthur to unwind and process through the whole thing. But as they leave, Sir Kay and the thugs in gray show up and threaten, and they set his wagon on fire, demanding the bags of gold. Merlin explains it doesn't matter. He knows about the fake kidnapping. He doesn't have a bag of gold. Archimedes attacks the thugs, but then Arthur collapses from some common disease, mostly tuberculosis, because, it's medieval times. They don't have vaccines or medicine, and they don't know about how wearing masks can prevent the spread of disease. Anyways, the thugs leave because they're afraid of a wizard's wrath. Merlin and Archimedes bury Arthur they burn him in a pyre, cut off his head with a shovel to ensure he doesn't arise as a vampire. Arthur's ashes, not the tennis player, douse Merlin, following a gust of wind. Upset at how his plans to chill and drink himself have been disrupted from all of this, Merlin finally allows himself to express his pain and frustration, and he yells at Archimedes. Archimedes finally, in turn, apologizes for his terrible behavior, and he suggests they go play some nine pins. And that is the only possible Merlin Abides movie I can think of.
Well, yeah, and that's exactly what we wanted. Trip Hazard, thank you very much. We do plugs now in the middle of the final segment. Yeah. So, Trip, what are you up to? Where can people enjoy more Trip Hazard?
They can't. Social media websites are monstrous. You shouldn't use them.
You're not wrong.
But check out other cool podcasts. I was going to recommend Citations Needed with Adam Johnson and Nima Shirazi. It's about media criticism. 99% Invisible from Mars. It's kind of about the design of everyday things.
Cool.
The Bechtel Cast with Jamie Loftus, Caitlin Durante, and Farm to Tabor with Dr. Sarah Tabor is like a really awesome agricultural podcast.
Cool.
Register to vote, flip the Senate, join a union if you can, serve your community however you might, drink responsibly, abolish the Senate and Electoral College, solidarity forever.
All right. So just a little bit of light civic responsibility there from Trip Hazard. Do as many of those things as you can.
Abide.
Yeah.
Abide, if you will.
Exactly.
Bare minimum abide.
See, there you go. You tied it together. There should be a stab board game. You're right, chat. We'll work on that. The guy asking if we could play. Maybe. Are you a comic? I'll reach out to you. Aviva. Hey there. Thanks for hanging out. This one seemed like it would be great for you when it came up. Having how long have you been down in LA now?
I moved down like a year and a half ago, but I also grew up in LA.
Oh, okay. Well, then you should have extra insight on the the synopsis of the movie that you were given, The Mutants in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So Jessica just moved to Hollywood from Ridgewood, New Jersey. She played Elphaba in her high school's rendition of Wicked, and she just started taking improv classes at the UCB Theater. Everything was going amazing, when suddenly she got a call back for a Sunchips audition. She didn't get the part. Then something crazy happened. She was acting in a student film, getting paid an experience, when all of a sudden, the director started acting really weird, said he was feeling kind of funny, started saying things like, "Are people keto?" but in a gurgly zombie voice. Then the writer turned into a zombie. Then the PA. Then another PA. Then the office PA. Then the key grip. Then the gaffer. Then the production designer. Then the script supervisor, then the director of photography, then the prop master, then the makeup artist, then the assistant camera operator, then the second to the assistant camera operator, and even the best boy. Will Jessica finally get cast in her dream role as the hero? Coming this fall, The Mutants of Los Angeles.
Thank you, Aviva Siegel, the Mutants of Los Angeles. Speaking of the Mutants of Los Angeles, how can people enjoy Aviva Siegel? What are you up to? You got shows, you got social media. How would you like people to find you?
You can mostly find me on Twitter at Livin' La Viva Loca, which I'll try to put in the Twitch chat. And also, if you follow me on there, you can see me plug my show Talkies, which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it is every first and third Friday. And it's kind of like a multimedia comedy show. Like videos and characters, and it's really fun. You should come check it out.
That's awesome. Actually, I'd wanted to check it out in San Francisco, and now I just realized that you guys have. How long have you been doing it online?
Online, I think like 5 months.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I'm not very observant.
Send you a link.
Yeah. No. I think someone already shared the link earlier, but feel free to post that in the chat again. Yeah, I definitely want to.
Okay.
I've wanted to see Talkies when it was live, so now it seems like it lends itself pretty well to an online show.
It works. Yeah, it works out. Definitely.
Cool. Well, I'm definitely going to check that out.
Okay.
Tyler, this will probably be brief. Where can where can people find and enjoy Tyler Kinney?
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't find me. You can't enjoy me if you find me.
That's unfortunate.
I don't know. I wish I had something to fill this void, but no.
That's all right. I'll make sure I get you in here more often. All right.
I'll plug this show. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Have you changed your mic at all? Seems like you're lower.
No. Can you hear me?
Yeah, there we are.
Can you hear me now?
Gotcha. Just want to make sure we get the final segment in here solid. Yeah. We'll keep throwing you the lifeline of creativity that will be the Stab Show. We'll just overdo it. We'll have you too much, and no one will complain about it. You are beloved.
That means a lot.
I don't want to get mushy. Tyler Kinney, let's finish off this show. Your movie makeup. Give us the synopsis. Oh, that's right. This was like a random romance novel title or something. So this makes sense. You don't have to have taken it that way. That's just where I got it from. Give us your movie synopsis for The Falconer's Flirtations.
The Falconer's Flirtations is a 70s exploitation grindhouse film, and it follows the sexploits of Jungle Dave, a falconer with a thick mustache and a nose for sticky situations. After a particularly thrilling bird of prey demonstration at a Noah's Ark themed petting zoo, he catches the eye of femme fatale and single mother Deborah. She approaches him as he signs autographs for his adoring child fans. Within earshot of children, she coyly asks Dave if falcons are the only animal he has complete command over. Again, within earshot of children, he jokes that he once tried to train a crotch condor, but it was far too wild. She glances at his skin-tight safari shorts and insists on coming back to his place, whispering, "You can leave the falconer's glove on." Back at his bungalow, he heads to the bathroom to wash his balls and steel himself for what promises to be a furtive pre-AIDS smash sesh. He emerges wearing nothing but his leather arm-length glove, only to find his conquest to be frantically being deep-beaked by his number one falcon, Leon. Deep-beaking is exactly what it sounds like, but more gross. Gazing upon the primal tableau, Dave is at first betrayed, and then intrigued, and then disgusted, and then intrigued, and then pensive, and then intrigued again. He soon shrugs and dives into the fray of the sexual tangle of talons, leather, and aquanet. What follows is a cross-country interspecies love triangle chased by Jungle Dave is haunted by his lifestyle. Is she just using him for Falcon access? Does she have any interest in his crotch condor? Does she have any interest in his actual condor? But aren't his birds just an extension of himself? Yeah, that's what he's going to tell himself. It's cool. Nothing weird about tag teaming a single mother with a bird of prey. Adventure unfolds as a bitter lawman with an axe to grind and a closeted feather fetish pursues this flock of unlikely lovers across the American West. Will they outrun the law, or will the law outrun their love? You'll just have to buy a bootleg VHS from a deviant in a camper van to find out.
Falconer's Flirtations. And that's that. That, as they say, is Stab. Thanks for tuning in. And thank you one more time to Trip Hazard, Aviva Siegel, Tyler Kinney, for all that sweet, sweet Stab. If you found yourself a fan of the particular brand of smart, dumb, clever, stupid that is the Stab Show, why not check out the other 234 episodes? Yeah, it's true. Available wherever you can find podcasts, like the Apple Podcastery, Ye Olden Stitcher, What's Always in Spotify, and Off with Their Pod Knife. And if you want to catch the Stab Show live, be sure to tune in every week to Stab Comedy Theater TV at 8 p.m., because that's where it lives! Like, for reals! So, until next week, this has been Stab, and including this last time, I will have said Stab in this outro 8 times, including this one. Stab! Good night! And that's the actual show. Thank you, guys! Thank you so much.
you.
So much fun.
Thanks for having us.
As fun as I expected it would be. Aquanet, yet another good wet smell, says the chat. They were working. They were working this time.
Diligently.
The wet hand of existential dread. They were working this whole time.
Yeah.
I kept glancing over. Thank you guys. I don't want to keep you too long during all the plugs and stuff. So I'll keep the plug short. Thanks for checking us out. Next week, we've got a funnin'. If I can remember who. God, I know it's good. Oh, hold on. Let me pull it up real quick. Shit. Now this is just a travesty. Oh, here we are. Yes.
We'll try this D. That's his name.
Next week, we've got Alyssa Cowan, Christy Farley, and Jacqueline Wyan. Oh, it's a good one. Oh, I'm so looking forward to that. Oh, we did have threatened banjos. Tyler's reached for his. Yeah. I mean, we got nothing on after this. I got nowhere to go.
I got here. I think I can kind of play Deliverance. Oh. Why can't I hear anything?
I don't know. I don't actually have a trombone here. I just can play the trombone. But I don't have one.
Yeah.
It didn't survive the move to get out this way.
Oh, there's a little bit of time.
I don't have actually anything.
You have a banjo. Right. It's right there.
That's all right.
That was really fun. You guys are great.
Actually, it really sounds good.
Yeah. You too. Thanks for having me.
Great stuff. I was looking forward to this one for a couple weeks, and it was it delivered. So we've got the great show next week, but we've got shows every night. Check out the full calendar of events at stabcomedytheater.com, or if you're on Twitch, which basically all of you are, just scroll down. The calendar's below you. Tomorrow night, oh boy, we've got a regular exclusive blend. Oh, it's our long-form improv show. I have enjoyed that the entire time that we've been doing this, the Zoom proving. It's great. And then Fill My Heart. It's the Dr. Phil recap and ridicule show with Parker Newman and Drew Absher. It's a lot of fun. And then check out the regular schedule. Like I said, I'm going to let these guys go because Aviva's just been walking from room to room for an hour. And I don't want to keep her any longer. Thank you guys so much. Let's get the exit up here. Let's get the exit music. Turn that down a little bit. All right. Thank you guys. Let's move you over to who's doing the stuff right now. Who do we want to raid you to? Oh, our friend Jenga doing some Inktober drawing. So let's send you over to her. She will really enjoy you popping into her. That didn't into her stream. You know what? None of this is working. Go enjoy Jenga. And we'll see you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Office hours 9:30 to noon. Come work with me. I'll be drawing and all that sort of stuff too. Bye. Bye, Tyler. Bye, Aviva. Bye, Troy.
Night.
See ya.
Bye.
And rating you guys over now. I mean, you can hang out. I'm not chasing you off, but it's weird.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sending
bye.
you. All right.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thanks, Josie.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, I'll see you in the morning, everybody.